Are you looking to spice things up in the bedroom? Have you been fantasizing about surprising your lover with an adventurous new toy or even an adult movie? Well, here's the offer for you that you won't be able to refuse. Go to adamandeve.com for a limited time only. You'll get 50% off just about any one item. You'll also receive 3 free adult DVDs for a little inspiration, plus a free extra gift so sensual we can't mention on the radio. And to top it all off, they'll even throw in free shipping on your entire order. So check out adamandeve.com today for this special offer. Type in Just Us Girls using the code USGIRLS at adamandeve.com. Again, offer code USGIRLS at adamandeve.com. See you there.
You are now listening to Between Us Girls, the podcast, where we discuss life's fuckeries and then some over wine.
Hey, welcome to our show. This is Michelle,
Danielle,
and Sharonda, and this is
Between Us Girls.
And as usual, we have a positive note, a Black History note, and some wine to discuss before we introduce our guests. So, Danielle, hit the floor.
So this week's positive is letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. So, I mean, simply what that means is think about what letting go means. You know, you have to stop replaying the reel in your head about, not being good enough or something that you should have said or you shoulda, coulda, woulda, all of that kind of thing, and having to defend yourself, make yourself out to be the victor or the victim, however it is that you place yourself. You have to let those things go. You don't necessarily have to defend yourself against those things. There's no such thing as, right or wrong in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
You don't have to prove yourself to be right in order to sort of, I guess, feed your ego. Because that's really what that is all about. It's like feeding your ego. So, I mean, just let it go and just move forward.
I told one of our mutual friends probably a couple of years ago, and she was kind of stuck in a place where she was like, oh, I feel like, I'm not doing what I want to do, or it's hard for me to move forward. And I was like, you keep trying to rewind that tape and go back to the time where, you want to fix it, but you can't. You just got to move forward. So that's a great positive note, Danielle. You want to talk about Black history or what we're sipping on first?
No, sip it on.
What we got? Oh,
We've got, okay, it's a New Zealand wine. The vintage is 2016. It's actually from Cotsbrook, and the actual name of it is this.
Gewürztraminer.
Google that shit, bitch. It's a white wine, y'all.
Oh,
And I don't.
works Traminer.
Okay, so she gonna try to keep fucking it up.
Gewürztraminer.
Okay. No, this is a Westheimer wine.
Okay.
West Ham.
But the alcohol content, is 14%. Like I said, the vintage is 2016, and it's a white. So it's a Zinfandel white. So a New Zealand white. Jesus.
Since I see something left in the bottle, could you just?
I was just gonna fill mine up with that. That's okay.
You want to split it?
No, I don't.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Danielle,
It's my birthday.
who we got for Black History Month? I wrote that song in 10th grade, by the way.
So Marie Van Britten Brown, she was a Black nurse that recognized that there were security threats in her home, and she devised a system that would alert her of strangers at her door.
I'm trying to figure out what she did. Does it say?
Her original invention consisted of peepholes, camera monitors. So basically she She laid the groundwork for really.
I mean,
I didn't
just
think it would
strike
make
disrespectful.
I didn't think it would make a noise. I'm sorry.
That was R. Kelly over there.
Trip, trip, trip.
Oh my God.
Y'all want to get excommunicated?
Doodle butter. You want some doodle butter?
I like our show. But yeah, that's like the modern day security system.
Yes, so she laid the groundwork for all the surveillance system. The black woman did
When
that.
was this?
She was the first black paranoid mama.
Okay.
Pretty much though. It didn't say the. Oh wait, 1922.
Camera?
Get
So let
it?
me find out she had that great big, like, out there with the
Basically,
big trunk
I
on.
see you niggas.
Wait.
Right.
I see you niggas.
Oh, sorry, 1922 was she was born.
Okay. Still a long ass time ago.
Yeah, but it didn't say when. But
She's still black though.
she's a black
Yeah.
woman and she laid it out there. So thanks to her, you can,
Activate that
So
brakes
you-
system
y'all
when I
know
get home.
what?
you can watch out for your stalkers.
Here's what I realized after last week's and this week. Black women are innovative as fuck when it comes to trying to find out where somebody gonna be at and what's going on. So we got GPS and security systems. So big
Yes.
ups to black women.
Yes.
So we have a guest.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
We have Just Fresh Warren of the Houston Just Fresh Warrens, Warren Austin, here with us. Hey Warren.
Hi, how you doing?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It was quite a drive to get here, but
Where do you guys live?
I live in Fulshire.
Oh
I
wow.
don't even
So when I
know
looked it
where
up
that
last night, it told me an hour, right?
Oh.
And I was like, shit. Me?
I don't even know where that is.
Folks, yeah,
so
where-
the best way to
Is that
explain
past
it is
Richmond?
it's in between Richmond and Katy.
Oh, on the
Yeah,
on
it's
the,
just in the
I would have
middle
never
of
drove.
Woods.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was out there until we ended up moving out there.
Oh,
So,
okay.
it's like one of those places like
So fuck
like,
Google
there's-
Maps.
Yeah,
Just
there's no reason.
Fuck that.
There would be no reason for you to go out there. There's nothing important. For you to,
okay.
like, they were like, oh, it's like not a hospital or anything out
Yeah.
there. It's
Are you
black.
the only black person?
No, no, surprisingly not.
It's two.
It's
Two.
that too. Yeah, my wife. Right? No, surprisingly not, because it's kind of like backed up to Katy.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
okay.
does back up. There is like a little bit more of a diverse area. It's not a lot of black people, but
Because that's the
It's a-
corn-fed Katy countryside.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very interesting area. They're developing more stuff.
Are there
now.
horses?
Cows.
No, there's an airport though. There's like a
little small
a little
airport.
small airport right there.
Single
It's-
engine Cessna land.
Coming from
just thinking
coming from the hood, just seeing an airport that's like right next to a neighborhood. That's how you know
What the
some of these
fuck?
people got money. And it's like, oh, these niggas
Yeah.
got. He's like, let me just go to my jet for a moment. Just like,
Yeah.
all right, fam.
Oh, y'all got
Just need
money,
to pop
money.
over to Cyprus.
right?
Yeah.
This is-
In
hop in
the
the
fucking
helicopter.
plane. I'm heading over to Hooks Airport.
I'm going to Sugarland. I'll be back.
And that's exactly probably where they could fly
Yeah.
to as well.
Yeah.
It's like it was very interesting though.
Yeah, they like bebop back and forth from side to side in Houston. They're like, oh,
Crop
I'm heading over
dusters
to the
and
airport.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have a friend
I
who
just
used
want
to
to
work
see
at
if
that
it was
airport.
traffic on 45. Let me go just fly over it real quick and go
Right.
check that
you
shit
can
out.
imagine
it's
the amount
bumper
of
to
wrecks that
bumper.
people could just fly if they wanted to instead of driving. Oh shit!
I would have no money.
I just got stressed.
okay.
thinking
I'd be
about
like, can you fly me to the medical center?
Right.
I need to go
Real quick.
now.
it. The Uber plane. All
Right. Uber plane.
Uber plane.
Right.
That's probably wasn't it.
Yeah.
Man, that
Uber
would be a
Cessna.
bomb idea. So, Danielle, do we have any topics or are we just rolling?
I thought you had that.
I did, but now I don't have my phone because it's over there. So now I don't know what I said.
Oh Lord. I mean, you could.
Well, I used to print everything out. I don't anymore. So,
What changed?
So, what is your sign so we can
properly
properly stereotype?
Stereotype.
Oh, it's Leo. What?
Sharonda Quinn.
What's your sign?
You are.
Oh my God! What
She acts nothing like a Gemini.
Y'all's household got to be crazy.
Have you seen
She
her
got like
videos?
9 personalities. I
It's
know
funny,
she got 9. No, I'm
she's-
saying together.
Oh, well,
Together.
they make a video. Well, okay, so explain the cookie one, though, real quick.
Oh, yeah. So we did a video because one of my Facebook friends, shout out to Courtney, so was randomly having a debate one day and it ended up talking about Oreos and how people eat Oreos. And I was like, well, I eat my Oreos with a fork because I don't want to get my fingertips wet. But but that's that was the reason why I started
First of
eating
all,
that way.
you grown ass man.
You know,
So you like
because milk has like even though it's good to eat with cookies, it has like a weird smell to it. It just I don't want to deal with that. So we made a video where I was like showing the different ways that people eat Oreos or whatever.
Okay.
And I made this. What did I say at the end of the video?
You do it with your pinky out
What's that?
when you dip
Yeah,
it.
you gotta
your
be
pinky gotta
sophisticated out here in these streets.
Okay. I just
Oh yeah, I was saying something. Oh, I don't like my cookies soggy like her ex's, and she was like, "Oh, like your ex's breast." And I had to cut the video. So I had to cut the video because there was like some other stuff that she said.
Like, nigga, hold on.
Yeah,
wait,
she
who
just fired back. You know what I'm saying? So I had to cut the video real quick. But then, we've done like maybe like 2 or 3 videos. I try to get her on camera more, but
okay.
she be wanting to act all shy.
She a Gemini.
No, but you can hear
fight.
though. You can hear though.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
I be hearing you.
She can fight.
Yeah, and all my friends know. They be like, oh, she be like, why do y'all always be calling me a bully? I'm like, 'cause they know you gangsta.
Nigga, you are not. Ain't no facade nowhere. I have a son that's a Gemini. I know about y'all.
That's the only like when you make her mad, and she's me. I don't stay mad long. And
Okay.
She can. Like I'm like we can argue and then boom. I'm like, hey, so what you want to do now? And she's just like, nah, give me about 3 months.
She'd be like, keep that same energy.
Over this.
Keep that same energy. I don't want to eat with you, and if we do go eat, don't talk to me.
And you know what?
But you can't go get me something to eat though.
That is exactly how she is.
And don't forget my goddamn dipping sauce.
And then turn over and watch TV and be like, fuck him.
Right.
See, I don't understand. I can't stay mad that long. I'm over it instantly. I'm like,
But you know what? I think some men are like that, where they're just kind of like, oh, you still on
But
this.
she got her 2 different personalities to explain
Right.
why to be calm to it. Sometimes
Right.
that take time. It's okay.
but it's so weird to me because she's so sweet, and then she could just go from being sweet to like, I don't want to talk to you for a little bit.
Okay,
I'm just
so-
like, no, talk to me.
So a little
I'm
lesson.
sensitive. I got feelings too.
A little lesson, King Leo lion, sir. They're the twins for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's 2 niggas living in there,
Okay.
and that's just the 2 primary people that live
the
there.
2 primary. Right,
There's
because
other
how many
people.
others?
What was that movie where he was like Patricia the Beast? It was like all these different.
Split.
Yeah. Did y'all see that meme that said something about
Yeah,
like if it was
Texas
Houston
weather.
weather?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
yeah.
found it. You found it? Yeah. Okay. Shit, I don't know how to turn that
It's
on.
okay, this is my fingerprint. But yeah, you got to do it right with the Gemini. Listen, I understand. I know.
Okay, so I got this in my inbox this week.
Oh, that one.
First, she leads with, don't expose my name. So my ex used to cheat a lot. What he didn't know was every time he cheated on me, I fucked one of his friends. Well, we got married and all the groomsmen had eaten my pussy before. I was laughing all day and they all had the most guilty faces on. We are divorced, of course, now. And little does he know, one of his bros is actually his son's father. And then in all caps, don't ever cross me, sis.
Bitch.
The extremity.
Wow.
So, like, how do you guys feel about that? Y'all feel like she was, look at this. I'm still wearing my work badge. Yes, I was at work 5 minutes ago. Shit.
I'm gonna let the guest go ahead and yeah, come on.
First of all, there's levels to like fucked upness.
Yeah.
That's up there. But you know how people say you got to be careful what kind of bear you poke.
Yes.
And he definitely poked the right bear, and it was like she took that to the extreme. And my thing is, I wouldn't even want to be in the wedding, knowing I'd probably,
Oh my God, I
possibly
wouldn't be there.
ate the homie's girl, or whatever. And
But you know
then,
niggas ain't shit though, so
Yeah.
let's just say that niggas ain't shit. So
this is very true. This is very true. And then on top of the fact that he's taking care of a kid that's possibly one of his partners. My whole thing is that if that was
She
my
said that
son,
like
I'd be
it
like, I
was
want to be a
facts,
father to
though.
my son, but you letting your homeboy raise your damn kid. Like, what
Oh
kind of
my God.
He
nonsense
probably
is
got
this?
his own wife and kids.
You know what? You're probably right.
And then he don't have to worry about child support. He's like, man, your son doing real good in football. Keep it up.
Man, just imagine though when he get drafted to the NFL and he pop up at the combine like, yo, say,
Just to let you know that's my
run that
DNA.
blood
that's my
test.
little nigga right there.
Run that
Like,
blood test.
You know what
Run
I'm saying?
that.
Go ahead, help your real father out right now.
Right.
Like, you trying to figure
Right.
why Uncle always tripping. Like,
Right.
Why, Uncle?
Some wild shit. Why Uncle always
Uncle
tripping?
Daddy
Right?
always tripping.
That
So,
is
like,
Uncle
do you
Daddy.
guys think- do y'all think she was warranted at all? And well, especially considering that he was constantly cheating, so I guess she was doing it as a payback. So you think there's payback should be necessary, or you should just leave, or whatever?
I feel a way. Like I refuse to use my body just as some like revenge shit.
Right.
The only time I'm coming up off some ass is when the fuck I want to. You know what I mean? Now I low key feel like one of two things. Either you just wanted to be a hoe and go be a hoe, let a hoe be a hoe.
Yeah.
And you was looking at your man's homeboys like, oh damn, he's fine. I
She's
want to
like, man, I'm finna hit the whole team.
Right. Fuck that. The whole team is right. I'm finna fuck with all of them. Or she's just really that fucking petty. But I just feel like, why are you cool with
levels of
using your body
energy.
for that? Like that's just.
The thing is, what kind of partners does he have to where like none of these niggas
Oh,
said
they was
no?
all
Nobody said
hoe
no. They was
ass.
all down
They
with
was
it.
all
It's like,
hoe ass
you
niggas.
said
Like,
you
no,
did
that,
that.
no.
No one said no.
And nobody
then
talked about it
everyone-
either?
Right. But they probably talked about it among themselves.
But didn't say nothing. They
They didn't say nothing to him.
Yeah.
Maybe. they was like raped and me threed. You don't know. It could be a me
She
threed.
probably
Me
did. She
three.
probably did have like what's that guy's name with the Kool-Aid? The cult leader. She
Oh,
probably was like, everyone just come.
Yeah, just
Jump,
drink from the cup. Don't
everyone
ask.
just
David
show up.
Koresh, bitch.
There we go.
David Koresh.
Everyone just show up. We may or may not be having sex. Just come prepared, okay?
And
then
put
they
your
get
keys
there.
in this bowl, looking at.
I just want to know how the conversation went. Like, I'm just tired of him cheating on me. You want to fuck? Like,
Yep.
wait.
She didn't have to say nothing. All she had to do was, "Hey, I try to suck your dick."
Show
Right.
up.
And,
Right.
and see, y'all be like,
Okay, right?
y'all turn it into female.
Crown his dick. Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, no, don't stop.
Right.
Like,
I do have a friend that says that he has homegirls and he always tells them, don't complain to me about your dude unless you're willing to fuck.
Because I'm gonna
Wow.
be like,
Because that's the thing. It's like I'm not your like shoulder to cry on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go get
I'm your
therapy.
dick to ride on.
I'm your dick to ride on. So I was like, at first when it told me that, I was like,
Niggas
it's kind of
ain't
fucked up. But then I get it. It was like, you didn't want me, so don't come telling me about
Right,
the nigga that
about
you chose
Right.
to be with and think I'm gonna be the motherfucker that listen to all your problems. Like, no, there's therapists.
But
for
is that really a friend though?
no, it's a dick to
No.
ride on.
That's
He told you.
what I'm saying.
He
It's like,
told you.
I mean, he's letting them know up front, like, we can be cool, but
we really not just
we're
friends.
not
Like,
just friends.
friends.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
not
You know.
friends.
So he's not leading them on in the sense of like I'm your homeboy, but like in the sense of like I don't want to hear about your problems. I get that too. 'Cause some people don't like to be complained
At
to
least-
at all. So it's
yeah.
like I don't want to hear your problems, and it's like don't call me, tell me about no nigga. Like,
At least
whatever.
he's
Especially when
honest.
you're gonna go back to him anyways.
Yeah.
You're going right home to go
Yeah.
get into bed.
I
And
gotta
drop
get-
his
I
ass
gotta
off
get
at
quiet
work.
about this
Look, and
nigga.
drop him off at
Right.
work in the morning, bitch. Shut
And then
up.
tomorrow
You
you're gonna be
going
right in
back.
my inbox like,
I can't
girl
stand
boo.
this nigga. He put it down last night though, but fuck him.
Right?
Fuck him though. Bitch, really? Don't talk to me anymore about this shit. I don't give a fuck.
Foolishness.
No,
Right.
seriously, 100 fucking %. That's retarded.
So, do you guys have kids?
No.
Do you want some?
Yes.
Okay.
We got like what?
1 million kids combined.
We can
Wait,
just
oh,
give
you
him-
have 3,
I got. Well, let's just give him one.
5,
each.
6.
She can take Michaela and Hunter.
You trying to give up?
Y'all want
you
some little ones?
Are
We
you trying
got
to get
you.
rid of anybody?
Like how little we
I'm
talk?
like 3 and 5.
They got personalities already.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
really. The little one just like YouTube. So bam, in the dough.
Well, you know,
Right.
the 3-year-old.
Yeah.
See, we got a 3. Like, this is the thing is that we don't have kids, but we got like a gang of like nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
So
Some
like,
y'all know the
see,
game.
you trying to fool me because see, I know 3-year-olds. Like 3-year-olds, they in that stage of like no, and then they can actually formulate sentences. So they say the wildest stuff to you. Like sometimes it's
He
like,
don't even talk like that though. He'll just be like, okay, and get right back on his little phone.
Yeah,
Just
but
feed
if
this
he-
little nigga.
Let me
I'm
tell
saying
you about
keep his
him
little
and
butt
breastfeeding.
clean, and then give him a phone or an iPad. He can work any fucking electronic device you put in front of him. He can work a computer, and he gonna be on YouTube.
so he can crunch my
He was
taxes.
a
for me.
monster.
He got you.
Okay, all
And he
right.
likes YouTube videos that are in
See,
French
resourceful
and
kids I
Spanish.
can
Yeah.
deal with. It's them little bad ones.
No.
But the
Yeah.
bad ones are often the ones who are resourceful because
Yeah.
they're like, I can go
But
get
that's
it.
their bad. That's
Yeah.
their bad.
Can you sit your ass down?
No.
What is your YouTube about? Tell us about the YouTube.
Man, you know, my YouTube, or really my Facebook more so, it's just full of randomness.
Mm-hmm.
I post everything from my photography, my videography to like, I crack jokes most of the day
Mm-hmm.
while I'm editing videos. I'll hit you with some like introspective stuff, and I'll hit you with some ignorance. You just never know what's gonna happen. You might get on my page one day and you be like, oh my God, that hit me right in the heart.
Right.
And then one day you might be like, fuck it, I'm gonna delete this guy because he's pissing me off.
He's pissing me
It's
off,
just-
right.
I like there has to be balance. You
Right.
gotta, you know,
That's
so
really the way
I
you
just,
keep your audience engaged.
you know, I'm one of those people you either like, you either love me or you hate me. And I
Right.
get it. I'm not, because my mind is random. And everybody, my thing is I know I have a line of decency because I sometimes cross my own. So
Yeah.
that's how I know I still have one. But it's this, this random things that I deal with.
You check yourself.
Every day. I'm just like, yo, like,
Why would I say
posted
that?
some stuff and then after I went back and read it, I was like, I'm gonna delete this. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. So, we all have those kind of crazy thoughts from time to time. Sometimes
Right.
mine actually make it to Facebook and then and then of course sometimes I'm just what I hate is when I do say the ignorant stuff, nobody argues with me. It's
Yeah.
always when I'm trying to be like really deep
Philosophical and shit.
philosophical
Well,
that
wait a
people want to
minute.
disagree with me, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait, where the fuck were you when you should have disagreed with me?
Right,
I'm over here
right.
just making a very pure and innocent statement. And you want to be pissed at me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But when you said that bullshit, they was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh,
was
you
like-
gonna cheer me on? Like, no, that's when you're supposed to say, no, nigga, you ignorant.
Right.
Like, stop it.
When you was like, all girls like anal.
right,
Right.
Nobody said any fucking
Nothing.
thing. Like
So-
nothing.
Oh, you know what I said the other day when I was talking about how I'm not going to a nursing home?
Oh yeah. I
And
saw
somebody
that.
was like, what's wrong with you? But I giggled the whole time when I was writing that. Because I was like, I'm going to fuck his life up.
Like
I'm gonna be wearing his wife's robe. All kinds of
were
shit.
you thinking about the guy with the?
No, I was thinking about Terrence when he gets older.
Oh, okay.
And all the abuse I'm going through, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be using all his shit, hiding his phone charger, just like
He hit that
doing
bitch
to
fucking
me.
up his toothbrush.
Like I said, wearing
That's her
his
son.
wife's robe, using the restroom, wearing the bitch house shoes, looking at her like, fight me.
Telling that bitch to get
Yo, me.
you married this bitch and she can't cook.
Right.
Just give him a hard ass life. I'm with it.
Right.
Po child.
Can't wait.
No.
Po child.
Fuck that.
No.
So, fucking kids.
So how did you get into videography and photography and stuff like that?
Well, I used to make skits on my phone in my car. I used to work for the state of Texas as a caseworker. I was the person that told you if you can get food stamps or Medicaid.
Okay.
And,
We need to talk after this. No,
Right, exactly. As soon as people find out about that, they be inboxing me. Hey, can you tell me how I'm supposed to get food stamps if I make this much money? I'm like, say, fam.
What I'm supposed to do though?
How many of my kids I
How
got
do
to
you
get
fill
rid
out the
of?
application correctly?
Exactly. You can tell people when they still gonna fuck it up. Like we dealt with fucked up applications all day, every day, because people knew how to get around the system. Because there's only like 3 things you really need to put on an application.
Yeah.
We still got to call you for an interview.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna put that information. I'll give y'all the inside tips after.
So,
cool.
man,
Just
I got y'all,
just
I got
fill the
y'all,
form out for
I'll
me.
I'll be the market
Right.
steward, insider trade and shit.
He
You know.
said like, bitch, I walked you through this and
The
you
whole
still
thing, you still fucked it up.
up.
He was like, you just, I'm telling you what to do.
Tanisha,
Dumbass.
what the
So,
fuck?
Exactly. So, no, I used to work for the state, and I had, like, I hated my job. Like, I was miserable at my job. So when I would go on my lunch, basically to keep from like driving home, I would go get my lunch, and then I would come back to the parking lot. I would eat in the car. And then I would just record. I was doing this thing called Hip Hop Translated, or I would just rant on my phone about this random stupid stuff or whatever. And I was doing it so much, it started kind of getting like, you know, picking up
Getting
some steam
traction,
and getting
yeah.
some traction. And everybody was like, "Oh, do this, do that." And so me being the perfectionist that I am, I was like, "Well, if I get a camera, I could surely
can really do it.
shoot these motherfuckers in 4K." You know, like,
Beautiful.
you know,
Then what?
Bring it to you in IMAX. And
Right.
I bought a camera, and I just stopped making skits. I bought a camera and I got behind the camera, and because I was shooting video, and I wanted my stuff to look like the people that I was watching on YouTube, and it
Yeah.
didn't. I was like, well, my shit don't look as crisp as theirs. So I had to learn.
Yeah.
And in the process of learning, I stopped shooting my own stuff, and I got behind the camera more. Then I would make my wife, who hates taking pictures, go outside and take pictures. I'm like, let me shoot pictures of you. And then
Yeah.
I would post those pictures, and then people started hitting me up like, hey,
Oh my
can you take
God.
pictures? Can you do my
So
maternity
yeah.
pictures? And I initially bought my camera to do videography.
But you never
But,
did your.
yeah, my interest was never photography at all. It was all videography. And I did this. One of my friends, I did her bridal shoot after her wedding, and then a
that's
friend of
okay,
mine-
at least you know.
Yeah, you know. And
You
then
know?
I did some other shoots, and it just kind of took off from there. So then it was like, okay, now I got to learn photography for real. And I'm like, my thing is I don't like to halfway do anything. So it's like if I'm gonna do something, I want it to be like really, really good, because I don't ever want to be like I tried to support a black business and they gave me trash. Like, so I don't want to be ever mentioned in that sentence. So I was like,
Warren came over here and he was with that, and then the other pictures were terrible.
Exactly. 'Cause I've seen some really bad ones, and so my thing was always, okay, cool. Figure out how you do this, buy the equipment that you need. I'm very obsessive when it comes to stuff like that. So,
Oh, Lord.
just picked up on it, and over time, I would study every day. I watch a ton of tutorials every day to like learn
That's
the craft.
really cool. That's
Yeah.
dope. Like self-education in this
Yeah.
bitch. Fuck, I don't need nobody.
YouTube got you.
No, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Oh yeah,
I just the whole
YouTube
University.
Sure did it. My
I think
baby right
people
here.
feel like I'm being a dick sometimes. When they ask me how to do something, and I'll send them a YouTube link. I'm like, that's how I learn. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. I just can show you where I got the information from.
Because
I'm-
motherfuckers on YouTube physically show you shit.
Right.
I'm
They go
telling
through the
you.
whole thing. I'm just like, my thing is this: there's not much you should have to pay to learn these days. Like,
Yeah.
I like literally,
right.
I fixed my freezer from YouTube, my toilet
Yeah,
from
right.
YouTube.
I'm
It's
telling
like,
hot water heater. And then I went to my cousin's rent house and was like, hold on, fool. I got you. I already know how to do that.
Exactly.
Give me a flashlight and some copper wire.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a wrap.
I feel like there's like people sometimes are afraid to go out and say, okay, well, I can learn how to do XYZ because, it's uncharted territory.
Mhm.
But I feel like, just like he said, like YouTube teach you anything. The internet will show you how to do. If you go on your resume, you say, yes, I know how to do XYZ. By the time you go to that job, you ought to know how
You've
to do it.
YouTubed exactly.
But they gonna probably train you anyways when you
Yeah.
go. It's like every job I've ever gotten. Like the last couple jobs that I've worked at is always about, do you know how to use Excel? no, but I put it on the application. I
Right.
did. And then my wife was showing me, she got on YouTube and I was taking a test one day. She was like, okay, do this, do that. And just like, shit, we gonna get this damn job together. You know, whatever. Like, you know, because I didn't know how to use Excel. I'd never used Microsoft Outlook. Like, I know Gmail.
Yeah.
I ain't never used Outlook. And then when you get the job, it don't even matter.
It doesn't.
Like, I never used Excel the entire time I worked for the state. But that was one of the tests. I never used it. Never.
We get a spreadsheet of fuck shit
I'm like, why are we even taking an Excel test?
Let me create a fuck shit spreadsheet for practice.
Outlook is just like any other fucking email service.
Yeah,
All the stuff that they want you to learn throughout the course of the Outlook test, you don't even use it. I just don't know how to use reply and not reply all, like all the rest of the stupid people in the office. Like, bruh, we don't, everybody doesn't need to get a reply all every time you say you coming to the birthday party, fam. Like, chill out.
know, but like in the culture in my office, it's like if you don't reply all, like if everybody in the office doesn't have 100 extraneous emails, something wrong. Like everybody must be CC'd on everything because what if you're out?
That's my old industry too. It was like, because first of all, your customer would copy in Jesus and the owner.
If I get one more
and
email
you
about a credit
have to
card.
fucking hit reply all to be like, as per my last motherfucking email, bitch.
Right, because
period.
Somebody on
Drop
the email,
down 9 lines. Please fucking see below. Like,
girl, I will screenshot. I'll be like, the other day I was so irritated that somebody said something. I just put a screenshot. Said, I am not accounting. Okay, you need this. Is who you need to talk to because there's an issue with this one vendor and something about the state and like it's not an us thing, you know. So they're not going to pay them until they clear with the state because state of Texas don't play.
oh yeah.
But yeah, he continued to email me talking about please, like begging like a bill collector. I'm like, boo boo, I'm not it. You know,
Not the one. Sorry.
So I wanted to ask you about the video where you talked about how you followed her with her new dude.
My stalker video.
That was hilarious, and I thought it was very funny.
I've not seen it, but I'm very interested.
Okay, so
I like soccer.
So I posted the video. Well, really, this is how random my mind is. I sat down. I was initially going to record a video about how Superman is really a crackhead.
You were talking about something completely different.
Right? So that was the original idea, was to sit down and explain this whole
love to hear this
bullshit
fucking theory,
thing.
though.
Wait, we'll talk about that in just a moment. So I said, and I couldn't make it funny. I was trying to make it funny. Like, okay, I'm forcing it. So then I was like, well, I had my light and I was just trying to test out like a lighting situation. And I sat there and I just started telling the story of how basically I knew she was the one. And it was, we've been knowing each other since like 2001, 2002, whatever, since like 10th grade, so whatever. So, you know, we've been in the game for a minute.
Right.
And we dated briefly and then broke up, and then we just remained friends throughout the years. And then we met again in college and we tried to date and I fucked up and, you know, it didn't work out, you know what I'm saying?
Sound like you keep fucking this up.
Yeah, you know.
You keep fucking it up.
So
you
the first
Leo.
fuck up really wasn't on me, but you know, whatever. So the first fuck up really wasn't on me. Her friend lied to me. But anyways, so then in college, you know, it didn't work out. So my mom ended up running into her. And then,
Of course your mom
my
loved
mom
her.
ran into her years later when I was living with my girlfriend at the time. That, you know, we was both cheating on each other and shit. And
You know how that goes.
right?
Yeah,
so
totally.
we just both being hoes. And I found her on MySpace. Mom was like, I saw Queen at Target. And I was like, let me go see her. Pull up on MySpace real quick. Pull up on MySpace.
Her shit had glitter on.
Right,
her
it's,
thing.
exactly. She had like the little Beyonce catered to you coming down her page with the letters and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming in the
So I was like, okay, let me hit her real quick. So, you know, we ended up like connecting back with each other, and we've been talking ever since. This was like 2006. So we went through like a little period when I came back home from the Navy when I was working at a pharmacy across the hallway from, she worked at this clinic. And we broke up. It was on some other shit, but we broke up.
You fucked up
Explain
again.
it. Because you explained it. You was like, well,
Okay.
I was like, no. And then I broke up with her. And then I was like, fuck.
So
fucked up.
you saw my post the other day when I was talking about the post about the girl where his mom asked her to help her come in the kitchen to cook. It was the first time meeting the mama or whatever. And then so on my post I talked about how like me and my mother-in-law, we get along now, but we didn't always get along. So it had a lot to do with my mother-in-law. Like we just didn't really see.
She didn't want you
and I
abusing
felt-
her baby.
Yeah, she was like, she was dad, and she was a little bit controlling. And I just, you know, I was
Yeah.
just like, you
Yeah.
let her control too much, and I
A
was
mother's
just like
controlling
making me mad.
spirit is only love.
Dad, and then on top of that, I was just like, I was in a weird headspace. I was asking her some real stupid ass questions. It was just a bunch
mama?
of stupid. No, her, my wife.
And she was like,
yeah, because I had
"Mama."
to move this. I had to move this to my apartment because like her mom was tripping about her coming to like coming to my apartment. But here's the crazy part. We had already lived together before this.
Oh.
So it wasn't like, it was just like new.
The mom was very concerned.
Yeah, so,
I feel mama.
So she, she was tripping about that. So we ended up breaking up. And she started like kind of like commingling with this dude that worked at the barbershop right next to the pharmacy.
Oh shit!
Hey,
so
sis.
she was like,
So I didn't know at first,
Gotcha.
but I go to the
moves.
damn bank, Wells Fargo, right up the street from the pharmacy to go do a deposit, and I walk in, I see her, and I see this nigga there. I'm like, why the fuck is y'all at the
Boot
bank
up,
at the
boot
same
up.
time? I'm like, okay, cool. So then another day passed by, and we leaving the pharmacy. I'm leaving the pharmacy one day. We both leaving at the same time. She driving and she making some turns. I'm like, them ain't the turns you supposed to be making. Where the fuck is you going? Like, this ain't the way to your house.
Look at Danielle's face.
Right? So I'm like, why the fuck is you going this way? So I hit her up. I'm like, where you going? She's like, it ain't none of your business. I'm like, oh, that's what we doing. Oh, whatever. So I figure
She said
out
keep
that
that
this
same
nigga that she
energy.
going to, he stay on Braeswood. That's the where she making the turns at. I'm like, oh, guess what?
"Why you know what I mean, Leo?"
You're not single no more. Let me tell you something, I'm crazy. I was like, oh, you finna come back home. Like, nah, guess what? You're not single no more. Come back home because we not finna have it. I don't wanna have to kill nobody. Like, you mine. I just needed you to realize, like, you supposed to be mad because we broke up, not talking to another nigga. Like, this is not supposed to be happening right now. And it did not work in my favor.
I mean, y'all done broke up like 12 times at this
But
point.
still,
What you want her to do? You
like,
want
let
her
me
to
tell
be
you, my
upset
wife is like
because
this.
he's a Leo. You supposed to be still trying to chase
Exactly.
me.
And she like chase me. Like, make me feel wanted real quick. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
it don't work that
You know
way.
what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I'm not having this shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't mend it.
I done decided.
I done decided right here, this in my heart's of hearts. Right now, you got to come the fuck back up, bring it the fuck back. Okay, that's it. We back together. So now so we been Right. I'm like, every time I drive that way, I think about that damn story. I'm like, why the fuck is you turning on Braves? You live in Richmond. Nigga, you supposed to be going to the Beltway and to the West Park to take your ass home. You're not supposed to be going to Bracewood. Ain't nothing over there but terrible shit, nigga. Not me. I ain't over there.
I'm not
The
there.
fuck is you doing?
Oh, you gonna be over there because you following her, you stalker.
Somebody's gonna die. Okay, it's like, no, you mine. Like you know, there's a 6-month window in between breakups.
Never was.
Like you break up, and then we not together, but we together still. Like,
You know what, Warren? That's
need
the
closure.
issue.
Blink if you're in
Ain't
trouble.
that really be on that?
it's a 6-month window. So you trying to tell me you broke up with somebody? And let me tell you, that's what gets you too. Is you think you broke up, and then like a month and a half later, y'all had that breakup sex, and like, hey, I don't know why we was tripping. We back together. Like, no, like we you still mine. Until we
She
like.
was having breakup sex with that other nigga. She was trying to do you.
right.
We didn't get the breakup
You
yet.
was
You know what I'm saying?
in.
Like, I didn't get the.
You
like,
have to have the breakup sex to break
You
up.
broke
we not broke up until I move on.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, she was moving too fast. You know what I'm saying? Wait for me.
Because she wasn't with the
I'm a little selfish. I was a little selfish.
But she wasn't following you on
I
Braeswood.
recognize the ills of my ways, but it was her fault we broke up.
Look, I'm about to bust out laughing
She
because
will not
men are
take the
so
blame.
ridiculous with this. We didn't break
Like-
up until I said you all the way married to somebody else. The nigga like, yeah, but whatever.
Hey,
We
you know
still
what?
go together. And you
I be
know.
seeing women
How
say
my
that, and I
pussy
be
doing
dying
right
laughing
now?
like when a chick have when a dude have a kid with another woman, and he be like, that should have been our baby. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is
What
that to
kind
say
of
to
shit is
somebody?
that?
That should have been our baby.
I
Like,
You
hate
shouldn't
what?
have
that
busted that
shit.
nut in the wrong vagina.
Right? I was like,
hate
that should have been
that
our baby.
shit.
I'm like, that is not like.
No.
Is that the way you come on to somebody?
And that is.
I don't know. I've been
They
at
be
the
doing
dating
it.
game for a long
They be
time, so I don't
doing
know.
it.
People that just say some weird shit. Like I talked about this yesterday too. I was talking about how when after I got married, my ex that was cheating on me. I mean,
the
one
one
day
that
she
y'all
just
were just fucking around.
Yeah, and she messaged me one day and she was like, "Oh, I cried when I found out you got married," and I'm just like,
Why though?
"Why though?" Like the manner in which we broke up and like the way shit happened was this. It was hilarious because it was like she lied to me about having an abortion, and so she lived in San Antonio.
I'm judging you.
Yeah, so she had to go to San Antonio to have the abortion, but what she was doing was taking her boyfriend at the time to meet her mom in San Antonio. I'm like, that's some next level like bullshit. How you gonna like lie about an abortion to take your now boyfriend to meet your mom in San Antonio?
Oh my God.
Like,
That's too fucking much.
I'm like, okay.
You had to lead on
But
the
it was
reflection of
every
the
time I
story.
think about that, I'm just like, you told me you was going to have an abortion, and I'm on the phone talking to her. She was like, "Well, tell me, did she do such and such?" She lying.
Did you give her money for an abortion?
No, hell no.
Oh.
She said about you or you said
We was
about her?
friends at the time. We was friends. That's when we had just reconnected or
I
whatever.
said, it's all right. You
So,
like,
yeah, so-
I know.
And you bringing your bullshit?
No, she was
left on Braeswood.
But no,
Turn left on
that's the thing,
Braeswood.
is that
Fuck
my
that.
wife, we always, like, before, like, we ever talked, we was always friends.
Yeah.
Because, like, even when we was in college, I was dating this girl that used to do all this stuff for me. He used to just, like, spend money on me, whatever. And I remember we and her went out to eat, and I was trying to make her jealous because I always wanted her to fight for me. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to make her jealous.
She's like, we friends.
And
now.
I'm telling her,
They don't
like, oh yeah, she be doing this. She bought my books for me for school. She gave me the down payment for my car. And she just looks at me dead in the eye. She's like, she sounds like a keeper. I'm like, God damn it.
Hello,
Fight
hey,
me.
Patty. I need these other 2 books. Can you see if she'll go ahead and get the
Okay,
book
can
for
she
me?
give me-
I need 2 more.
She drop out for me too.
So, you know, I was always, you know,
$800.
that my wife was like the first woman I said I ever like really just like fought for. They always used to like women, you know,
Coming
falling
all
all
over
over
you.
you know, being infatuated with me. And it was like,
That's that ego.
like,
that
you know,
Leo,
come on, like,
that Leo.
you know, just stroke my ego real fast, you know, so, yeah, but I understood.
You know what, Warren? It's interesting that you say that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of men won't like settle until they have to do that work like that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
No, that's always the case.
I can see that.
I agree.
They'll be
I
like,
agree.
I'm free fucking. Yeah. Until they're like, okay.
Turn it on Braeswood and shit.
Like, she
nigga,
finna turn on Braeswood.
what,
Okay.
what?
I'm ready.
They'll see me
I'm
in the
ready
news
now. We
tonight.
get
Nigga
married
goes
tomorrow.
crazy on Braeswood.
I'm be like, oh my God. Y'all, that's Warren. She
Fight
went
on Braeswood.
Right?
She went down Braeswood.
The rumble in Braeswood.
The rumble in Braeswood.
Braeswood.
Rumble on the Southwest.
Right?
Braeswood.
Damn, that's crazy.
Goddamn wrong turns.
That's funny.
Right? So I feel like I
No,
wanted
she
to
was
ask
trying
you
to
something else. So, okay. So we talked before about Just Fresh.
Mhm.
So, like, what phase is your business in right now?
Right now, you know, we're like still growing. Like we're
Yeah.
still in a phase where I'm still trying to find my niche, which is very hard for me because
You're all over the place.
I've done so much stuff over the years. Like when we first got together, I was producing. I was I was rapping. And then
Everybody got
I
a
was rapping.
mixtape.
Right?
Everybody got a mixtape.
And I was rapping and I decided that I needed beats, but I didn't trust to send my money. This was in 2007 before like the internet.
Oh,
days.
yeah,
So
yeah.
It's like still in the beginning of
Like
MySpace.
the baby
I didn't
internet.
trust
They're like,
eBay or
buy
anything
our beats.
online buying shit, you
They
know.
don't send you back shit.
Exactly. So
At all.
I didn't trust to send my money to somebody and then they would send me beats. So
Yeah.
I ended up learning how to produce. I bought a keyboard, learned how to produce or whatever. And then
Sylvania.
after producing, I went into like photo editing or whatever. And then from photo editing, at one point I was selling desserts. Now,
Oh yeah,
they're just
because
pudding,
our
just
friend
pudding.
Jocelyn was like, ask him about his what was it?
The
Pudding?
pudding. Mhm.
Yeah,
So yeah,
she bought some.
That's so
pudding for
fucking
him.
random.
yeah, and that's how my mind works. Is like I've done a bunch of like I always find things that I'm good at, and they just end up becoming business. I don't never start anything for it to be a business. It
You
just
just be
people
like, let me try this
hey,
shit."
can we buy it? Like when I started
Yeah.
selling pudding, it was a joke. A friend of mine made
said
a
that's
creamy
like
jalapeno dip,
pudding.
and I was like, "Oh, I'll trade you for some of my famous banana pudding." Took her some. She raved about it on Facebook. Her friend said she wanted some. I was like, "I'll save you some." I was joking, but she's like, "Okay, cool. I'll send you like $10 on PayPal." And I took her 2 little Ziploc containers of the pudding. She talked about it, and then from there,
It
I
was
kind of was like
selling
thrust into, "Oh, now we selling pudding in mason jars across the south side and the north side."
So what happened to the pudding?
Man, it just became a lot. And when I took my job with the state, this is before I ever like believed in myself. So I always think with the worst in mind, and so I was always worried about if I would be able to make it, like selling pudding all the time. Plus, there's like some legal rules behind actually selling cold desserts and stuff out
Yeah,
of the
'cause
trunk
you
of
don't
your
wanna
car.
tell nobody.
Yes, it
Exactly.
is.
So I didn't want the police to pull up on me,
Damn,
dump my cooler, like they did the tamale lady. I'm guessing the
Yes.
police, man, the police.
Yes.
So
No, y'all niggas want some spice.
Exactly.
Y'all, botulism is real. That's not
exactly.
Well, when you
So-
when you have milk and stuff like that,
Yeah,
that's,
you know,
that's
so
what it is.
I didn't want to get anybody sick, and then
Yeah.
like I was delivering all around the city of Houston, and plus my best friend Nari Gasol, he was taking care of the north side for me. So like on the weekend, we was selling like 125 puddings,
Damn.
How much was the puddings going
$7.
for? Damn,
Yes.
son, y'all was making.
So yeah, we
beats.
was on. That was just on the weekends when I took my job with the state. It was like I just completely stopped selling pudding because I had because at the time when I was selling pudding, I was working. That's when I was working for a pharmacy. We had the pharmacy was being sold, and then it was in a transition. I was getting unemployment, and I started working for Methodist part time. So I was like I had the time to sell the pudding
Yeah.
or whatever. And
But
then
when you got the state job,
when I got the
you
state
was
job,
like,
I was
listen,
like,
these food stamps ain't gonna push themselves.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Right.
I had a steady check coming in. So I was like, okay,
Fuck that pudding.
And then it was like after the week was over, I was tired. I was like, I ain't feel like I want to sell no
Right.
pudding or whatever. But I think about now, if I would have did that, how much more money I would have.
Right.
So hindsight is 20/20. But
So have you thought about bringing the pudding back?
well, I have, but
Bring back
photography and
our
videography has been keeping me.
Why don't you take
That's
pictures
your
of the
business.
pudding?
You know, we thought about doing like, you know, little mini sessions where we tell people if you book your mini session, you get a free pudding. I'm pretty sure we'd sell out, you know, because people love the
Yeah.
pudding. The pudding, I've never.
The pudding.
I've never, you
keep
can't
saying
get a pudding, right?
The pudding.
If you ever, like, I was telling somebody one day, they were like, "Is your pudding good?" I was like, "You just have to ask my customers."
Bitch,
I've
ask
never
your
said it.
mama.
People just love it.
You should just sell it at Kroger's. Just sell it. Just distribute it.
Thank you, Danielle. Very good
You
idea.
know, if you can help me figure out how to do that,
She probably
I don't,
can.
because I don't know how that. You know, how that.
Purchasing
She at.
the buyer at Kroger's.
yeah. We
We can talk about it off camera.
You know, because right now, like I have a friend of mine that I kind of been. She sells pudding too, so I kind of
Does she sell pudding or pudding?
pudding, you know, right?
Oh,
you know,
she
like if
sell
she
pudding.
sings
She
or
be putting her
sang,
foot right in it.
So, yeah, I haven't personally had hers, but I've heard people rave about it too, or whatever. So I kind of put, because my thing is, I didn't want to serve two masters. I'm already on this photography and videography stuff, and I also do logos too. So I was like kind of busy with that. I was like, I don't really have
I
time
have
to be.
somebody who needs a logo, actually.
Okay, so yeah, you know,
Like,
you
feel like-
messaged me about that, I think, right?
Well, I mean, I do dabble a little bit, but I don't have like, okay, I don't use Adobe and shit like that. So I'm like, I made a mock-up, make it fine.
Yeah. See, I'm the same way. Like, there's like certain logos I do, but there's like certain things that people want to have other people that I can refer out to. I would prefer to do only videography and photography, but at the time,
But when
you
you
hit
know
me,
how to
You
do,
know what? Just stick to what if that's what you prefer to do, stick to that.
and
Right.
that's what the thing was for me, is like I had to kind of like back away because I felt like I was trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Because what
Yeah.
happens is like I'm in the middle of editing and somebody hit me, but like, hey, can you selling some pudding, or you
like, fuck
this and
yes,
that.
I have it right here.
Yeah, and that was the thing. My wife used to say, you got to learn to say no.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I was like, I was
to your
just
core.
running
Like
myself.
you got to have
Yeah.
a core business structure, and that's what it is that you do.
Yeah,
Then
because like,
you'll be like, I said no to that.
like for pudding, and the thing was always that
Like
like everybody's like, oh, do what you love, but I'm like, pudding wasn't what I love. It was something I
Yeah.
was good at. I love photography and videography. Like I just love taking pictures and being able to like anything that allows me to create. I love. Pudding didn't allow me to create.
It's just like straight.
Just straight. It was like because the pudding took over. So I used to make a bunch of different desserts and sell a bunch of different things. But pudding was like the bread and butter. So it was like my Coca-Cola of my sodas.
So, like, what was your business called with the desserts?
Just pudding. Everything is just pudding. Just fresh media. When I was producing, it was just fresh media. Just
There you
pudding. You know.
Just do it.
Let me find out was that your idea?
Just do it, Nike.
No.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, Just
So
Blaze.
Just Blaze and Manny Fresh. So I mixed their two names.
how
It was,
cute.
yeah. So you know.
Okay.
You know. It was. And think about it. Whenever I say that, it's kind of corny, but at the same time, I get it.
It's
Yeah,
not though. It's
for
not.
sure.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
For
not.
sure. Well, this was a great conversation. Does anybody else have anything like interesting they want to add?
Hell,
or
y'all
things
want to start
talk about?
400 businesses tomorrow? The fuck?
Why you got so many
You
businesses?
know,
No.
brother, I can help you do that.
Why you don't have no hustle, bitch?
Right. Exactly.
That was
Did
a
y'all
meme,
see?
though.
Did y'all see though that video where Soldier Boy went on that show?
That's where I just got that
The
from.
girl
Yes.
was like, "Why you have so many businesses?" And he was like, "Why
Bitch,
don't
why
you
don't
have
you?"
one? She
Right.
have one."
That just reminds me when people ask me, why do I post so much? And then on the flip side, you'll have people asking me like, you know, like, how do you get so much
How
engagement on your
followers-
posts?
yeah.
It's like, that's
Yep.
why.
Yep.
Like people interact with content. The
Yeah.
more they interact with your content, the more they're going to see it on the timeline.
Right.
That's just,
That's
you
it.
give people stuff to look at.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you think that you're going to post one time a day and you're going to be popular? No, I remember when I was getting one like a day. Trust me.
Okay, and you're
And
like,
there was-
"Look, somebody
It is what
liked
the
it."
fuck
You know,
it is.
Facebook has a way of humbling when you look at those memories that this time last year or 5 years ago.
2
I'm like,
likes.
God damn, 3 likes.
And my
You know,
mom.
Boy,
Oh,
man,
is it fun?
that was a fire joke too. It's like it's funny
Right.
that same joke from 5 years ago that didn't get no like.
share it?
I can
Oh,
post that
today.
right now, and people be like, "Oh my god, you so funny." Because there's sometimes I
Yeah.
post some stuff and I'm like, bro, I have no idea why people
Right.
find this funny or think this is. It's
Because
not.
it's
'Cause
real.
what's wrong
Like,
with
when
y'all?
it's relatable,
Yeah.
like when I post stuff about my kids, people are like, "Okay," because they
Yeah.
want to say those things. But a lot of people are like, "I could never say I want to choke the shit out of my kid," but I'm like, I want to choke slam you. Like, I'm not going to tell the story,
Followed
the
by
whole
a
story.
DDT.
Right.
Because
So
fuck
I'm not
y'all.
gonna tell the whole story, but my son did lock me out the house last night and went to sleep. So I ended up having to go sleep at the Scottish Inn. So
Wait.
more information to come. I mean, it was like 30 something degrees last night.
I would have kicked in that fucking bedroom window.
Yeah, but you know that house belongs to Bernal.
Fuck
I ain't
Bernal.
trying to listen.
Bitch, I got a
Like,
nigga
you-
that got a glass stick and cut that motherfucker.
But how
Girl.
much? But for how much? Because free?
$20.
No, that's too much.
No,
so he
'cause
couldn't hear you knocking or
and then
something
you
like.
get this whooping, and I'm gonna go pawn your fucking game, and we're gonna get that
so
$20.
we've
I
already
wish
had a
window.
discussion about game system is going to go in mother's room.
Oh, so he was up.
No, he was asleep. But the thing is that he's consistently being kind of not doing his job, which is to collect his sister
okay.
from the bus. I now have to pay for after school care. You know what I'm saying? Because the game system.
Hell
So
no.
game system and TV are now going in mother's room. So I have her TV and the Fire Stick, and I'm gonna have his TV and the game system. I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna have a TV on both walls. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
okay.
put that bitch up. You know what I'm saying?
Balling and
Okay,
shit. Like,
yeah.
all right.
Straight balling.
One with the surveillance camera. And
Yeah.
the
You
know
one
what
with
I'm
the
saying?
TV.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fuck it in your bathroom.
Just watching the argument, like, I ain't cooking shit. But anyway, so how did y'all like the wine?
It's good.
Yeah.
A little fruity.
It
dry.
is very fruity, yes. And it wasn't, I don't think it was as dry. I'm going to roll because it said it had an intense aroma of ripe grapefruit, rose petals, and exotic spices. Okay, so first of all, that last part's a major exaggeration because
Exotic spices.
exotic
Because it don't
spices.
taste like no spice.
Well, then again, it depends. If these are white people that
I'll
wrote that,
have
then
black
exotic
taste
spices.
buds.
it's called
exactly.
Grisher and
It's
Josh.
pepper.
Right, you know?
Cinnamon and pepper
Mayo
are
is a
exotic.
spicy food. Okay, remember it.
Is that
and
orange
flour.
zest?
Exactly.
Is that orange zest? Like, no. Right.
You know,
Oh, that's
exactly.
true. But you know what?
They don't
have Tony
most of the
Chachere's in New Zealand.
People in New
Right.
Zealand, there ain't no
Don't
black
do
people
that.
in New Zealand except for the Aboriginals.
Make your own.
And then
Right.
like even
Too
they're
much
like
sodium
not
in
even
that.
there.
Don't use it.
Everybody in New Zealand, I know a lady from New Zealand, and she's very white, and everyone in New Zealand is very white, and she was very like
They'll pay you
shocked
to
and
live there.
surprised. I know.
For real?
Shit,
Yes.
I got this link I can send you.
Okay, shoot
Give
it
you
out.
money for
Last
property
year.
and all kind of shit. No, they're still doing it. They're still fucking doing
What's
it.
the catch?
There is no
You just
catch.
have
Like,
to
do
They
they
need
want?
to populate it.
Wait. Do they want black people or white people? Though?
They want people.
Anybody.
They
They
just
want
need
people.
people.
It's just they need to populate it more.
Yeah, the economy is
and,
low.
Yeah, their economy is low, and I mean they have like 4-day work weeks, and
Yeah.
they'll give you X amount of allowance for a home and all kind of
Land
shit.
and
I could
property.
be the livest nigga in New Zealand. Real talk.
I'm
You know,
all
like
All
day.
the fucking Kiwis you could ever
Live from the
imagine.
motherfucking goat pasture in this
It's
bitch.
crazy. It's like nobody in New Zealand knows anything about Houston, so I could like literally go to Houston and just become like a Houston rapper.
Shit.
Like I make a rapper and just
A
take all the
famous
old songs that
rapper.
they don't know nothing
You could be
about.
like, I
And it's
am
like,
Slim
I'll
Thug.
make
I
still
swear to God,
tipping in
it's
New
me.
Zealand and it'll never get
Yeah.
outside of New Zealand. It's like, oh my
Ever.
God, he's so amazing. Like, you know,
Still
See?
tipping New Zealand.
right?
Yep. Yep.
That's interesting.
Do
I
it.
had to look into this.
Right.
No,
I'll
there's a link. I'm gonna find it and send it to you because it's a real
Most
thing.
definitely.
I told my aunt like, yes, I'll be going next month. Thank you.
I love that you're doing your budget right now. That's very great.
I'm sorry.
Who's doing the budget?
I
is.
am.
That's so responsible.
It
I know.
is.
I haven't got there yet. We always say we're gonna make a budget and then like we just go to brunch.
Ooh,
I
but
have
nigga, them
somebody-
wings
I
though,
have
them
somebody-
wings,
Right,
them
exactly.
wings.
Like, ah.
I know.
I have somebody who can help you make a budget. She's very good.
This one, she's anal.
She's like, no.
Danielle's like, I'm not trying to be
No.
responsible for nobody else's shit. So
No, just send him your process. We're not trying to say you can do it for him. Just your process.
she said, it's mine. I spend it. I'm right around it. I'm getting it.
And
The rest of
mine-
y'all, I don't know.
None of my
I am getting
templates.
Right.
These are my templates.
Right.
God damn it.
So what's your score, Danny?
I really didn't like it. I thought it was. It
Look at how you
has.
didn't finish.
Really?
I thought it was too
White.
had too much acidity to it.
The grapefruit. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't really care for it. So I give it a 15.
Oh, wow. That's
Ooh.
low.
Man.
What about you?
I liked it. And you don't like white.
I know it.
Nothing. Yeah, I'm just over the white. I do like acid.
You like tripping
The
on
drug.
acid?
Right.
No, I wasn't done.
My phone
The
died?
drug and
Yeah.
oh, did it?
Mhm.
Probably, yeah.
I like acid, the drug, and you know the actual, fruit citrus acid. So fuck y'all. And the rose petals, I did taste that, but I feel like it's a nice light wine, and I think it could kind of go with anything. And I really would probably use this. It says it has what you can pair it with on here, but I would really put this with a dessert. I think it would be good with a dessert because it's not too sweet. Because I hate Rieslings and all that.
What's your number?
24.
Ooh.
Only because it's not red. Red means
If it
black
was
in
if it
wine.
was red, you would have gave it 25.
Goddamn right.
I'm giving it a 20. I thought it was okay.
It's Black History Month.
I have a nice little buzz. And I rate my wine based on if I have a buzz or not, mostly. So I like it. I think it was great.
So it's a overall score of 20.
Okay. All right.
Not bad.
So Danielle, do we have a locale for our party?
No.
Okay, so we need a spot.
Yes.
So you basically told the old boy, fuck you.
No, I called him today and he said he hadn't responded to my email.
Okay. All right. So we are having a party. We don't know where. March the 1st. Save the date.
Get it?
It's going to be our 100th episode. We're not recording there. We're just having. Oh, we are. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be up in there, ridiculous, as usual. And so yeah.
And as a past guest, we're inviting all our guests.
Oh, absolutely. To come turn up.
Come.
Let me know.
Yeah,
Bring
March
all
1st,
your
save the date.
personalities too. Bring all of them. Because I'm
Yeah.
Aquarius. Aquarius and Gemini, we get along real good.
Oh,
It's okay.
I mean, y'all invite your friends
Put
and
them in the
shit.
trunk.
We're gonna make a flyer. Invite your friends. Hopefully, we can get paid.
Yeah, let me know. You know, I
So stay
posted up. You know.
Yeah,
You will- oh, yeah,
and
do
thank
that.
you so much
Yeah.
too for sharing last week's episode on your page.
That was a dope episode. That
No,
was,
yeah, he was really great.
Yeah.
He was really great.
Missed
He
that
was
one.
really bomb to talk to because, like, when initially, whenever I looked at his profile online, I was like, he's a Christian. And he's a this, and we're not gonna be able to say cuss words. And he was like, "Girl, you better do you." And I was like,
Come on, Wiley.
Like,
"I
oh,
know
hell yeah.
freak."
We went to because he
I'm
went to the same
disgusted.
church we went to, and we both went to TSU.
They cuss at your
Oh,
church.
okay, so y'all.
I tried to get his class, and his class fills up very fast.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, so-
I'm sure.
Y'all cuss at your church? Oh.
Well,
Outside the church.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm
no,
joking.
this is the thing. I cuss a lot, but I don't cuss at church.
At
Well,
church.
actually, I cussed at church by accident recently.
did
You
too.
felt like you were gonna get in trouble, didn't you?
I just feel like when I get up to them pearly gates, I'm gonna have a lot to explain.
But who ain't?
You know,
Just start
Like,
taking notes now.
God,
so
you're
you'll
supposed to
have
know
it.
my heart.
It's here, right
know what your
in my
heart-
chest.
I feel
Right.
like we're not even gonna have to talk about it. It's gonna be like, now remember that time. But okay, come on.
Yes, Jesus.
You know?
Yes.
Right in here.
Right.
Yes, Jesus. I
So
did.
is there anything you want to tell our listeners, where to find you, etc.?
I just say, it'd be weird for me to say get on the podcast and go listen to the podcast because you're probably listening to it now. But y'all are dope. Like I listened to like 4 or 5 episodes that day going through, and I really like the vibe of the podcast. Is real dope. Appreciate y'all for inviting me out.
Yeah, for sure.
Follow them on all social media platforms and everything. Follow me too, book me so
Ow.
don't have to strip because I don't have the body for it. It's rough out here.
But he ain't shame though.
Right?
I'm just saying.
You got to do what you got to do. Make
Get
that
that
money.
bread.
Don't let it make me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Exactly.
His wife is his manager. Just know.
Exactly.
Okay. And
So-
she over there, she cute.
Look at me.
You know what? You're the first guest that we've had that when we say how to listen or how to find you, that you like big up us instead of you.
I know.
Hey,
So thanks
just
a lot.
y'all got the platform. Y'all are the platform. And I'm just, y'all are the vessel. So I just think it's dope that y'all invited me out. That y'all thought, I was even of any importance to invite me to speak
Of
with you,
interest? Absolutely.
So
No, you have a dope local following.
I'm trying
And
to
like
get
I
there.
was like, oh yeah.
I should have been like Ali Sadiq when you were like local.
I'm
like,
not, because I feel
was
like-
it you that he?
Stop. No, that was her.
Oh,
Fuck, no, that
I was
wasn't
like,
me.
yo, I'm like,
That was
But my
her.
thing is,
popcorn, man.
I mean, but I'm
What?
proud.
It was like,
But when he
feel
broke it
local.
down, I
I mean, you
understood.
understood.
I
I
understood
got
where
it.
he was coming
But
from.
I still feel like if you say you have a local following or a dope local following or you're local, that means that you fucks with Houston.
Yeah.
So that's the way I
No,
look
I
at
got what you were trying to say, and then I got the way he broke it down.
I
was
wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to talk,
yeah,
so
he's-
it's fine.
But-
Danielle?
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Between Us Girls. But don't keep it a secret. Listen and share with everyone you know. See you next week.